Greetings, everyone.
Hello.
Yes, hello. Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to the Devil Darlings.
Yeah.
Starring peeps, personnel, and returning faces.
Raka.
Yes, starring
Peeps,
Raka.
personnel, and Raka.
Peeps, personnel, and also Raka's here too.
Hello.
I was about to say Raka and the Rockettes.
Oh, that's good. So today's session has been
Not
cancelled.
yet,
We're
don't
instead
give that
doing Lord of the Fries.
Lord of the Fries.
Lord of the Fries!
Wait, who were that?
Okay, that makes it. The next person that's getting reincarnated is Miasma.
Wait, what?
For pointing that out.
Me. No, it wasn't even me! It was it was Raka that pointed it out first.
Yeah,
I think
Every time
everyone
I
pointed
hear
it out.
that, I think of the freaking cartoon character Fry.
I mean, to be fair, it was a beat me to it type of thing. I was about to ask, wait, did you just call it that?
good.
So,
All you
for-
bitches are off the heel list.
so
I'm sorry.
It's fine, Allo can heal herself.
some of the more perceptive among you who have also been
Wait,
here
what are
for
we supposed to be
quite a-
rolling?
Not
We
rolling
haven't even
anything yet.
started.
We haven't started yet.
Okay.
I was about to say,
Shut the fuck up,
some
please.
people that are a bit more perceptive and who have been watching some of the older episodes may recognise the voice here, as we have a Fran back.
After like 20 sessions of being gone.
Oh, I thought for a
been
second
like
you were going to say for
year.
20 sessions we've got you back and then you're going again.
20 sessions it
Yep.
has been. I know this.
Of course, since you're accounting as the new person back in here again, you have to do the thing.
My voice is shot. I don't know if I can
Doesn't
do
matter,
it.
we all had to do it.
I don't remember the song.
It's pinned in
Oh,
Quotes
it's
of Legend.
fine. We've got it pinned in quotes of legend.
We have
don't
prepared for
remember
every
the
excuse that
song.
comes out.
I don't remember the freaking rhythm of it.
I've even put it there for you. Here, I'll do one even
Not the
better.
worst thing you can do.
And this is where we discover why Fran left in the first place. Because Fran kept
Yes,
getting called up to
it's
sing.
this.
Hey, I had to sing last week and not in any voice, so
Leigh didn't escape either.
yeah. See, I'm not even immune to this.
So how should I sing this?
In your own voice,
Just
that
Okay.
rhythm.
Okay, at the end of every week, each one of us becomes the geek. Tonight, the DM makes her move, and all the magic fills the air. I'll never let the feeling go. I'll let the character take control. At the end of every week, each one of us becomes a geek.
Whoever moved the text then, fuck you.
Wait, what?
Because there's a song written all in this little text box, and I noticed it just as you began singing, so I was moving the mouse pointer underneath it like one of those sing-alongs. Just so it got to the last two lines, Swan shifted it halfway off screen. We're like, no. Either way.
I honestly
They're
don't know who
multiplying.
could have done that.
So, last week on the Devil Darlings, you all managed to get to Tome after collecting some magical items from Trickster's boyfriend, the blacksmith. You was all led there by Chris on the back of a cart, well, in a caravan, with a turtle within there, who revealed some of the backstory and what you should prepare for in the Citadel. You also bumped into Freely and his pack of Fruzels, who was heading to also pay respects to Orny.
Cough, X-Pac, cough.
And once you reached Tome, you realised some suspicious goings on, mainly in the form of two flashbangs. Not flashbangs as in an actual flashbang, but flashbang as in Dynamia flashbang. And since there was two of them, and Dynamia could not sense any emotions, with a bit of help from Uylz, sensing that certain bag objects were all heading towards one point, and Allo and company destroying said object, you all found Freely near death, with the rest of his troop all drained of the soul energy. With Uylz healing Freely up before reading any of the explosive runes, just to make sure. You all decided, no, You all, first of all, paid your respects to Damadur. Not Dam. Oh, fuck that noise.
Yes, please do.
Uylz,
Please.
you're in trouble.
You all decided to pay.
Fact of the matter is, I'm more
Ironically,
important.
on the character I'm playing, you hear a police car.
You all,
Ironic.
you all decided to pay respects to Oni. Well, Uylz gave Freely the option of being awakened. And this is where we'll start things off this session, with you all having returned to the tavern.
What the fuck?
What?
I just opened the Roll20 tab.
Yeah, for you all living in... never mind,
I wanna
it's
get
over,
outta here.
it's over. I want to get out. So,
Somebody stop being an imposter.
as you all...
Fake
I
Allo
don't
is
know,
sus.
Rana. That's pretty sus. We should probably actually let Leigh DM instead of continuously interrupting.
Yep, otherwise some people get be vented.
Exactly.
So, as you all gathered in the tavern, Allo, you aren't there at the moment because you're still paying some final respects to Oni.
Did I
When
just hear my...
you have your time. Uylz, you've taken that Freely to one side, who is still mulling over his choice of whether he should or not. He keeps looking to Codi, but Codi seems quite quiet tonight, as if she's also in thought over something. And as you all just gather, a drink is passed to each of you by the bartender. There you go, on the house, don't think about having to pay for it. You're all engraving.
I'm not grieving, but I won't tell him that.
Almost like you're all grieving, just pure silence. Don't know if he fully in character moments of people trying to think of what to say. Oh my god, everything's just getting spammed on the screen.
Oh god. Okay. I'm not doing this anymore. I'd just like to point that out. It's not my fault this time. So look, also, by the way, thank you for the drink. But I understand if you don't want to do it freely. And now Codi wants you to, and I'm pretty neutral in this either way. I don't really give a shit if you want to or don't want to. But point of matter is, it is your choice. Is there some pros? Most certainly. Is there some cons? Yeah. Which is why it's your choice. Not Codi's, not mine, not the individual standing behind you looking at you like they're hungry for some fruzzled steaks. It's yours.
Freely just remains sat there thinking about it. And then he looks to you, he's like, I suppose it would help me, well, help relations between the Fruzels and everyone else, I guess.
Yeah.
It should also be noted as well, they cast tongs on him last session, I believe, and that is how he is talking this session.
Mm-hmm.
As he just looks to you. I suppose it couldn't hurt. Fine. I'll take you up on your offer.
Alrighty then. I'm not gonna bother Codi with this. Allo!
Allo's still
Is
not
Allo
in there.
even close enough for that?
I'm full hellas yelling her name.
Perception with disadvantage because you're kind of distracted.
Perception. 20.
What was that, sorry?
So 10 and a 15.
10 and a 15, so... Yeah, no. You're lost in your own little world. Especially after seeing what you think to be a couple of spirits as we went over last time. But after a bit, you do start to head back towards the tavern anyway. Mainly as it's getting dark. And as you walk into the tavern, that's where you see everyone else. You also probably see Uylz still screaming your head off, screaming your name off. Out. I'm getting tripped over my own words today.
Don't bumble too hard.
I know. But yes, you see Uylz shouting out your name.
Is everything okay, Uylz?
Yes, I just need you for a second.
Okay.
Your magical spectrum is easier to deal with than the others. Trickstem's reeks of alcohol, and miasmas is, well, miasmas. All right, we're gonna take you upstairs. I imagine there's an empty room. If somebody's using it, well, then we'll make it empty. But first off, hold on, it should be here somewhere freely. He's looking through his bag, stops, looks at Allo, grabs Allo's bag, starts to look through Allo's bag, grabs a piece of paper, just like a smaller piece of paper, and just scribbles some words in Draconic and then puts a line and says, health and safety purposes, I need you to sign that freely.
So you are handed a contract written in Draconic, or at least a form.
Oh no!
written in Draconic.
I'm handing it to Freely.
Oh, to
Freely
Freely,
needs to
sorry.
sign it. Yes.
Freely just looks at it. I'm assuming because of the tongues he'll be able to understand it.
That only works for spoken language.
It's only spoken. But basically, Uylz will point out, and he's basically like, "Don't mind the Draconic. It's mostly the language that I use for most of my magics for various reasons. Basically, it just says that in case something was to go wrong, in case I was to die from casting this spell, or Allo was to die, or this whole place would burn down to the ground, because magic, that it would be none of our faults, and in fact, we can go ahead and blame the gods. And for insurance purposes, it would be considered an act of kiwi.
Right.
Just confused
Your
Allo.
insurance.
Freely just looks, shrugs, takes the
Yeah.
pen, scribbles his name the best he can. Which
Ah,
isn't that well
perfect.
because, he's not used to writing.
Oh my.
Perfect.
He will roll it up, hand it to Allo. I need you to eat that now.
Eat it. Okay.
Eat it.
Allo is going to eat it.
You actually did it!
What was that?
Uylz is just gonna grab Freely, head upstairs. It's like, now come upstairs now so we can actually do that. You didn't need to do that.
Looks at Uylz.
So, as you head upstairs, you go to one of the random doors because, as you said, you're not going whether it's occupied or not. You're just going to the nearest room.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we will cut to inside said room as we look to what seems to be a Aarakocra trying to get their early rest.
You said Atra.
Aarakocra.
Which it,
Mm.
and there's just like a thumping at the door. How best to put this? Because I know they're a homunculus, but they are also...
They're They're like a robot. It's like a little robot.
Yes, but I mean, like, in relation, like, would you consider him like a butler type of thing? Or like a helper?
I would consider him like a helper, yeah.
Also, all these things are...
But he's really tiny too, so I don't think he would be able to reach the door.
Not unless he was to hop off the chair he was currently on, push that chair towards the door, hop back onto
Someone's
it.
doing some heavy breathing into their microphone.
That's it's not me.
It is you. Your microphone's the only one lit up.
Why is it have against
Oh.
me? It's only here. Oh, sorry. I was
It's
looking
sound effects, she's asleep.
Try turning on your... If you go into voice video, try turning on the noise suppression. Why does it keep turning off?
But
it was because the microphone is my laptop.
Discord has
that'll
noise
do.
suppression.
Yeah, I would turn
Output.
on the noise suppression
Yeah.
on Discord.
but yes.
Where is voice suppression?
Settings, voice and video.
Yep.
It's a bit of
Voice
technical
reduction.
moment as this gets sorted.
I don't see voice suppression. I see noise reduction. That's already been clicked on.
If it is,
Wait, input sensitivity?
There should be a little button if you have the laptop Discord open. It looks like a little sound wave right next to the getting out of BC button.
yeah. So by the disconnection button, there's like a little crisscross sound wave, like a sound wave with the line through it. If you click on that, you can turn on noise suppression. You may not have it though because it is in beta, and so
do
I
not
think
have
if
it.
you didn't, okay, cool.
I can turn down my input.
I mean, right now we don't hear it, so where you're at right now is good.
Yeah. Anyway, so this little homunculus little helper has gone and pushed the chair he was resting on towards the door, hopped up and just opened the door, and it just looks with a slightly gargled voice. It's just like, "You're lying."
Oh, sorry, you're talking to us. I apologize. No, I didn't ring. I knocked.
Allo is immediately intrigued by the little robot.
Roll me an intelligence there.
Intelligence.
Yes.
Also because Arcana too.
I rolled an 18.
Okay.
19.
Uylz, you won't be too up on this, because this is less about what this thing is. You'd know this to be an homunculus, but Allo, you would recognise some of this as being very similar to the work you saw in the mansion.
Just like
What was that?
Sorry, you broke up there. What was that?
You broke up.
cute.
You broke up again.
Allo, you're kind of mumbling a bit. We got just like blank, and then we got cute. If you want to, you're saying just like, and I imagine you're saying just like in the mansion, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Sorry, Mr. Homunculi person. This is Allo. She sometimes mumbles. Just ignore her. This is Freely, and I need you to move out of my way for a second, please.
Just cue Deku moments of Allo whenever that happens.
Like, the little creature just like looks to you both, looks to the side. The mistress is sleeping at the moment.
Oh, don't worry. This won't be loud at all. We just require a small bit of empty space.
Persuasion.
Persuasion. 23.
So it's like, oh, laughing like I'm not gonna make it. Then 23. What?
Should I describe what this homunculus looks like or no?
Yes, please. Do
Sure.
so.
It is an inch tall robotic figure with 3 little wheels that go around the place. It doesn't have fingers. It has like little nubs for hands, and one
Wait,
single eye.
How tall is it?
Is an inch tall.
It's an inch. Uylz is picking it up. He's going to hold it in his hand.
Oh no!
You're my friend now. He's just gonna put it in like a little side pocket, not like stuff it in there, just like have it hanging out in the side pocket as he walks into the room, just over into a corner. Alrighty, Freely, I need you to stand right there. Uylz is just gonna go over to if there are any bags, and just search through the bags for any chalk or anything.
Okay.
He has his own, but he might as well use the person's.
Wait, you looking through my stuff?
Okay, so you make me a sleight of hand. Our new Aarakocra friend, make me a perception.
I don't know if we'd call them a friend if we're stealing from them.
In all defense, though, I stole from you guys. Technically,
I have 0
Una's mine.
in wisdom.
So, your sleight
But
of hand
homunculus
is?
has. Let me tell you this. Leigh, since you're new to homunculi,
Go on.
they have telepathic bond.
So they're basically like familiars.
Basically familiars.
You're being robbed.
Telepathic bond does not work if you are unconscious, by the way, and sleeping is
Damn.
considered unconscious.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hence why it didn't just alert you as soon as it heard the knocking.
Yep.
But it's just-
Do I say what's in my bag?
well, first things first, what did you get for your sleight of hand, Santa?
My sleight of hand, I did not roll a sleight of hand. Let's roll a sleight of hand. I got a 12.
Yeah, you
That's
just
close.
won that one. So, you find one bag nearby, you start to root through it. You find what seems to be thieves' tools, a crowbar, some woodcarver tools. So, through the wood carving tools, you'll probably find like a pencil or some kind of chalk just for making outlines on stuff.
This will work perfectly. He'll take the entire bag. He'll just throw away the pencil, take the entire bag, and dump the bag out in the middle, and take any chisel within the wood carver, and he will just start lightly chiseling on the floor. Does not give a shit if he wakes up the Aarakocra, but he is just chiseling an arcane circle into the floor
Okay.
now.
Do I roll again with advantage?
Yes, you can. This one is with advantage.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Please! Bernie! Not 20!
Yep, that's 20. As soon as the hand lands on the bag, and it just sips it upside down. It's not even before it even starts to get fully dumped out. It's as soon as the pencil hits the ground first, your eyes just snap wide open. And as you look to your side, you see the small purple kobold just dumping your contents of your bag on the floor.
Oi! Hey! That's my things! What are you doing?
Is your name on it?
I go through my stuff, pick up my woodcarver tools, and it says my name carved into the top of it.
I don't know who that is.
I'm sorry, but until you get us your social security number, routing accounts, and so on, we cannot give you back these items that might be yours.
At this point, you do hear a voice in your head. There, just like a Mr. Stuff got me in the pocket.
Wait, what he said?
It's just like, Mistress, they've got me in the pocket.
I quickly get up. Go with the little
Uylz
gold.
telepathically is going to tell the homunculi, shut up. You are mine now. You belong in the pocket. It's okay. You're my pocket friend. Do you know where I can... In this time, he's going to look up at the bird. Can I at least borrow your... He's going to air quotations, your chisel. I require it for most importance.
Sure, but I would like my little friend back. I'll give you the chisel if you give me him back.
Hold on. I have a better option. Allo, can you go get the bear?
Why?
We need the chisel. She wants to trade for a little friend, and the bear's kind of little.
I think she wants the.
And
Well,
how
who's
close
in my pocket is mine now.
How is his hand in the pocket right now?
No, my hand is not in the pocket at all.
Damn it. I want to make a fight attack.
You're going to make a bite attack?
Yes.
Oh,
Bird
she
folk
was
is
going to
making a
make the
bite.
homunculus bites, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
It doesn't
okay.
do
No,
with
do
scale.
I
It
even
has a.
Oh, no, they can,
It has a freaking.
They can. They can
Yes.
take a bite.
You can take a bite. It'll only do 1 damage.
I mean, yeah, you'll have to roll for attack though.
Alright. Oh, what does it do? Hit with a thing.
Which, Leigh, would you consider them grappled?
I would consider them grappled because they're in their pockets.
Yeah.
Damn. I don't get to roll it.
No. Plus, as I said, his hand isn't in the pocket, so there's nothing really there to bite except for the pocket itself.
Yeah. So he's just
Nom nom.
biting the cloth. He's just like, and you just feel like you just hear Uylz just look like in its mind, basically saying, "If you don't want to get crushed, you stop. We want to be your friend, and I want that chisel."
I just the Aarakocra just has her hand out at this point, just like, I don't want the bear, I don't want anything else, I just want Marvin.
I don't know who Marvin is.
The thing in your pocket. Me.
Uylz is going to take out a stuffed doll from his other pocket. This isn't Marvin. I think its name is Jeremiah. The girl was very disappointed with the day that she found out she didn't have Jeremiah anymore. I laughed in her face. He's going to put Jeremiah back in his pocket. You can't have Jeremiah either.
Oh my god.
This gives a better meows for the meows for herself.
Uylz is just going to he's going to look at the Aarakocra. He's just going to take out Marvin. He's going to drop Marvin on the ground. Quickly take the chisel out of the Aarakocra's hand. He's going to go back over and start chiseling on the floor of the magic circle.
Marvin. Marvin don't deserve this.
Marvin needs to make a dex save if he's being dropped from the.
Oh.
Well, I mean, if you keep in mind that
He's also small too.
yeah,
Can I roll to catch him?
Uylz is barely 2.5 feet tall.
Yeah,
Like he's short for a kobold.
but yours is only an inch.
Can I try to catch him?
Yes, you can make me a dex. Let's see.
That's a dex save.
I rolled it.
Okay.
10.
20.
20.
You managed to catch him before he falls on his side.
Uylz
Uylz
is
is very clumsy. it seems.
So I need
I
to
don't
roll
mean
for
to
his
do that.
health.
Allo,
Forgot to roll for his health.
Whisper's just
Allo
walking past, looks like she's
clumsy.
about to dive in to save it as well. Sees
I
Allo
mean-
get it, walks back. Just no mind.
clumsy and tails that I don't know what I'm doing, but I fully know what I'm doing. By the way, Freely, if you can just stay where you're standing, and Uylz is just going to start chiseling out the runes on the floor.
So,
Oh, just to make
Okay
sure.
for that.
The
Just
homunculi
look
is okay and then
Um,
gives it back to the Aarakocra.
Yes, the homunculus be fine. Took no damage from falling since you caught it. And those of you that are downstairs, you're hearing a lot of noise coming from upstairs now. A
Boom,
lot of
boom,
shouting,
boom,
a lot of
Boom,
banging.
boom, boom, boom.
What are they up to now?
Just before Whisper continues to go by, might I ask what insanity's going on in here?
No,
Oh,
Mouse will poke her head in behind.
Uylz just like
Sir
his
GM,
spectacles are
Could
lowered.
you hand me a homunculus sheet
I'll have
as
to
well,
make one up
so
for
you
next
can track
week.
it?
Uylz what?
I'm pretty sure it's a homunculus in the 5th edition thing too.
Yeah, it is the homunculus in the 5th edition. But Uylz is lowering his spectacles and he's just kind of looking at Whisper and Miasma, and just with a grin, he's like, "We are doing science. No, wait, no, not science. Magic."
Ooh.
Trickstem,
You'll
are you
have
there
turned
as
into
well,
a
or
nautilus there, huh?
are you there too, Trickstem, or are you still downstairs?
I'll be there. Why not?
Okay, so everyone's basically peering over Whisper at the moment to see inside.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And slams the door shut.
Trickstem, come here. Come here.
No, bad cat.
No, bad cat pushes Miasma back.
And Uylz is going to basically he is going to rub his hands and then he's going to slap Trickstem. He's going to use Lesser Restoration to heal that horn of his.
He's gonna be
that
like,
he broke
"No!"
last time. So that the horn can regrow, and then he is going to continue to chisel the magic circle.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
At this point, Breakfast is just staring at this newcomer. They have not seen another bird-like person before. The last one they
Hey, how
knew,
big? How big is breakfast now? Actually, I'm curious.
still
Is he
like a
still
toddler
small?
size.
Making sure. Going. Right.
And as you
Can I
carve out the
just-
symbol,
Mm-hmm.
Freely's just there, just watching. Another face pops into the room. I hope you know you're going to have to, if one of you knows mending, please use it on that afterwards, just to clean it up.
Jivanta raises up her hands and says, I got I can do
Touches
it.
it. Touches whatever the person was talking about, just mends it back together.
Are you doing
Let's just
that
get
right
that
now?
Yeah.
We're not done yet.
At the floor is going to full force the minute Whisper touches it. Stab Whisper's hand with the chisel. Glasses off, looking up at Whisper. Do not fuck with my ritual, you celestial godly hag! And he's just going to take the chisel out and go back to chiseling.
Well, first things
With the
first.
hand that you stabbed, a piece
Um,
of pie shows up and she just takes a bite. I have not a clue what you talk about.
I was about to say, first things first, roll me a strength, just a strength, just to see if you do hit.
Oh, I will.
No, I'll give him the hit.
Natural
It doesn't
20 anyways,
Whisper,
doesn't
though.
matter.
Hey, what
Whisper
the
just
fuck?
looks back at him and is just like eating pie, like,
It is a
Well.
natural 20.
Oh, that's a crit. That's pinning the hand to
do
the
I roll?
ground.
That's fucking
even sure
2d4. Because chisel's fucking dagger.
Javanta's just watching
That's
this.
8
looking
points of
between them.
damage.
yeah, not enough to
So-
really care about. Nothing a night's sleep won't take care of.
You know
You're
what?
basically.
You know what? Javanta's gonna go up to Whisper, look over at the kobold with a weird expression, and use Cure Wounds.
You touch me, and I will literally destroy you.
oh,
Try me.
that's funny.
Try me.
Eats the last bite of her pie, picks the takes the chisel out of his hand, stabs herself in the hand again, and then hands it back to him. Hopefully more blood will help your cause.
Una just... At this point, Una just walks in the room, looks between yours like, I'm trying to sleep, what's with all the noise?
We're awakening freely, and maybe I do. No, I do. And maybe afterwards we can also awaken breakfast because I actually have 2 agates. So
What?
that's that. What?
Why does it smell like blood in here?
Oh,
No reason. Just go back
she's
to
a
bed. I'll be
Satanist.
ready to read you a
He
bedtime
says,
story.
pointing to the Aarakocra.
I'm sorry.
Una just looks up at you. It's just like, did you hurt my friends? She just squints hard.
What are you going to do? Check a pillow?
Pulls out,
Summon a Tarask?
Pulls out a maul.
Oh, where'd you get that?
Codi gave it me.
Oh! You know, I never pinged you as like a hammer person. I imagine you like more as like an axe person. Because you axe a lot of questions.
Mr.
my
Purple
room.
Dragon.
Have my room, please.
I'm not getting out of your room until the ritual is done.
Little Purple Dragon.
Yeah?
Do you need me for anything?
No, not really.
Righty. And it's just gonna walk
In fact,
off.
the only person that I actually need here is Mal.
Just gonna walk off, pick Una up, and we're gonna walk off and do bedtime stories.
You may also need to read one to the bear. The bear's cranky.
We'll do that as well.
I told you we should have gotten the bear.
What? Did you want them to eat the bird person?
Well, I mean, no. I don't imagine it tastes like chicken nor pigeon. But all the same, he would have given the bear something to do. He says as he sort of finishes re-chiseling the magic circle. After he's done with the chisel, he will give it back to the bird person.
I'm just trying to clean it off. Like, ew.
As he
By the way,
will-
Leigh,
Yes?
I actually have a story for this.
We'll have to. We will come to that after.
Story times with Whisper.
But oops, sorry.
With it all chiseled out onto the floor, and the chisel handed over, you all gather, those that aren't taking part in the ritual, to watch. Even you, Aarakocra, that has not been named yet to the party, because I will leave it to you to reveal
Let
her name.
me tell you. Uylz also know her name. The carver tools.
Oh yes,
Her
certainly,
name on it.
right. But everyone else
Yes,
doesn't.
Jivanta.
As you all gather around to watch this ritual, you're all there, paying some attention. Aside from Whisper and Una, of course, who have gone off for a bedtime story. And Codi, who's still downstairs. So, you're quite intrigued, Miasma, because it's a spell you haven't seen before. It's quite interesting. Trickstem, you're just still thinking over the idea of breakfast being awakened. The guy's just curiously watching. Just from the red, just like, let's see how this goes.
Are the guides here?
Oh, yes, I'm here. Well, I just got here, but yes, hi.
Oh, hey, Jerry. Uylz says as he just takes out a crystal, looks freely right in the eyes. Okay, now that you are in the circle, you cannot leave the circle until this begins, so if you need to go to the bathroom, well, I'm sorry. Second off, if you explode, burn to death, turn into a giant demon, get incinerated, or become a zombie, I also do apologize, but you already signed the waiver, and Allo ate it, which means, therefore, it is binding. Third off, and this is the important part. Allo!
Yes?
If at any point during this ritual you explode, don't worry. will just laugh behind your back. Anyways, are you ready for this incredibly painful suffering of a ritual? It is going to hurt like a bitch.
Jivanta at this point is settled into her bed with her homunculus just held closer on her lap, just like curiously watching this chaos ensue in her room.
So Uylz is going to take out the crystal. He is going to put it in between his hands. He's going to start rubbing it. As he does so, his shadow is going to expand to sort of encompass the circle. The sort of draconic claw-like shadows just sort of encompassing it as he begins to chant in draconic. His voice being significantly deeper and more draconic as he does so, as the lights sort of begin to flicker, before he takes the stone, reels it all the way back, and then in common yells, "You are blessed!" and chucks the stone right at fucking Freely's forehead.
Disgusted just bounces off him. He just looks so surprised, just like, what? Was that it?
Yeah, I mean, you'll become more intelligent and stuff, but like, it's not like you're just going to instantly feel different. Like, you're going to always feel like how you are, just more intelligent now, and you can do more stuff. What did you expect? And then all of a sudden, just a ring of fire erupts in the magic circle as just lightning courses through fucking Freely as they see the goddamn universe.
That's where the pain is.
Meanwhile, Allo's just waiting to explode, I suppose.
Trickstem, you're second thinking about letting breakfast be awakened now.
No, not doing that.
Trickstem, don't worry. It doesn't always do this. Sometimes it's lightning first, fire second.
Whoa! No! Nothing! No!
Why not? They won't feel
I want to not have.
And if they do, it's okay.
He's not eating breakfast anytime soon. Let me tell you something.
Look here, you're the dumbass parent that named your own child after a fucking food eating feast thing. So, despite the fact that it was actually me.
Jivanta looks curious at this.
It was originally me.
I'm most curious at this. It's like, you named your little baby breakfast. How messed up are you as an individual?
Not me.
In defense, it was Oni, but she can't say anything. At this point, by the way, like, the lightning will stop and Freely will stop seeing the universe and stuff and will regain just their composure.
That scene.
The gym will just sort of shatter and turn into black smoke, and it will be
that
done.
Scene from Doctor Strange where he literally sees the universe like 10 seconds.
Yeah, except it's not exactly like that. It's more just they're not even really seeing the universe. It's more so like sitting down in front of a TV and thinking you're seeing the universe, when it's not really the universe. It's just your mind expanding.
An inside joke. The universe looks different.
Trickstem just kind of looks up, just lets out like a deep exhale, just like and just flops forward.
How do you feel? Freely?
Electrifying.
Shocking.
Oh, your voice got a lot higher pitch. Different?
That's what happens when several bolts of lightning course through your body.
In defense, it was astral lightning. No, it was just normal lightning. I like to have an effect. So how do you feel?
I'll let you know once all my nerves stop firing off at once. Because, ow.
By the way, the language that he does know how to speak is common. Yep. That is the language that I gave him. I'm not going to give him Draconic. Also, he is charmed to Uylz for like 30 days. So even if he did want to hurt me because of this, he can't, and Uylz is seeing himself out.
Allo's still waiting to explode.
But in all defense, though, I'm happy that you're okay now. By the way, tongues, I think, wore off like a minute ago. So, hey, welcome to the common language. Tastes like shit, but still a thing.
Can I get?
He's just going. Sorry.
Like just when you leave, like freely just looks to everyone else. It's like, can I get some help in being moved downstairs or something? My legs don't seem to work at the moment.
Look down
My
my
legs
little
don't
boy.
work like they used to before.
I could try, but I can't promise I'll be any good at this. And Jivanta would set her little pow down and try.
Miasma and Trickstem are there too.
Yeah.
So you can
She
help
will
with this.
assist. But her strength is not good.
Yeah, my strength isn't good either.
It's fine. Between you all, you can manage
Combined
it.
strength!
To be fair, none of your strengths are good, but between all three of you, I think you'll be able to manage it.
What do you roll?
You don't need to roll. There's three of you doing this. You're fine.
I'll roll to show you my terrible strength. Huzzah!
I need
I
10 around 10 or 10, you know, that's not too bad for a blank roll.
I got a 12 on a -2.
Okay, Trickstem, roll me strength. Let's see how this goes.
Oh,
Just
Lord.
in case of a nat 1 or a nat 20.
With the nat 20, you just see Trickstem pick everybody up and with one arm.
Just roll strength. Oh, never mind. So, I figured just... Oh, no, wait, no, there you are still. For a second, I thought you got yeeted out of roll 20. Yeah, no, you managed to get him downstairs.
What was his roll?
They got a 14.
Oh, hey, you guys got him. Wow.
And as you head back upstairs to your room...
Should I mention Allo hasn't moved since Uylz suggested that she's going to explode?
Yeah.
Her arms are just kind of sticking out like, oh,
Yeah, as you...
Uylz will pop his head back in, look at it. You'll be fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna explode.
You're not gonna explode.
You promise?
I promise.
Okay.
One step.
The moment she takes a step, Uylz just as loud as he can is going to be like boom.
Allo's jump is phenomenal.
Roll a wisdom
She
save.
actually
Roll a
brushes
wisdom
the
save
ceiling with her
disadvantage.
horns. Wisdom save with disadvantage.
Yeah.
And like another thing about homunculus, they can't actually speak. They can only telepathically communicate with just a career, and that's it.
Oddly enough, that's a 23 and a 22.
Yeah, fine. You know you haven't exploded once you hit the ground.
To be fair though, Fran Uylz the telepathic feat. So he can do that as well.
Plus,
but
plus as the DM, I'm just going to do a quick ruling and say that this homunculi can speak. Just because we have seen constructs speak before in this, and it adds a bit more character and personality to them.
Yeah. But Uylz just while laughing is just going to walk back down the stairs, just being like,
Allo's just going to follow behind him, just kind of.
You should thank me. You know why?
Why?
Well, you saw cool things. You saw magic. You got scared. Ate some paper, which is still funny. But you feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, Aarakocra lady.
Yes?
You. Thank you for the chisel. What do you want for your Marvin?
For my Marvin?
What do you want for your Marvin?
I don't want anything. I just... This is my property. You don't have it. I'm sorry. If you want, I could try and make you one. But it's going to take about a while.
No, I want that one.
No.
Okay, well, then in that case, you really don't have much of an option. Mr. Guide?
Yes.
Jerry?
Yes.
Consider her chosen by the gods. She's going on a journey.
What?
What's one way to get them in the party?
Jivanta looks around and is like, God, what?
As the literal servants of the gods, I am going to bullshit my way into getting that Marvin. And if I can't have Marvin because of you, then I might as well own both of you. Welcome to Godly Quests.
Roll persuasion with advantage, Santa.
Why are you rolling against this?
I mean,
That's
you have
a natural 20. I don't need advantage.
I mean, what would your counter argument have been there?
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, I would be like, first of all, who the fuck are all of you? You just came into my room. Probably invite me to
sorry.
whatever you're in.
Hi, I'm Uylz. That's Allo. That's Miasma. That's drunk guy who can't drink or else he'll lose his balls. Oh shit, I don't actually know that, but oh well. Might as well just use detect thoughts. Say that hey, I've detected thoughts of that in Codi. That one, the one brooding over there in the distance, that's Codi, and then the one even further brooding in depression, that's Krinlok. Am I forgetting somebody?
Una and Whisper.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're not here right now.
That is true.
Yeah.
And as you leave the room, the guide will look to you, Jivanta, and be like, so what do you think of your new teammates?
Based on the fact that you all went to my room, stabbed one of your teammates with my own chisel. We're all a bunch of lunatics.
Which
True.
makes you a part of that crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy just like looks at you, just pats you on the shoulder, Jivanta. Yeah. Pat. Good luck. Moves away.
Bye, Jerry.
Oh. I don't have good history either, so I guess.
I mean, looking through your character
I'm
sheet to
welcome
see the bottom one, yes, I noticed that.
Oh yes, her background.
Yeah.
It's okay. You're one of us now. Forever and ever and ever.
Is it
Dies or you die or something bad happens. Or you just go a different way.
Peak. You see your sweat dripping from her peak, just like, okay.
So, I believe it's time that we hop over to Whisper story time.
Yeah.
I will quickly grab a drink.
Story time.
I hope you like the characters so far.
So this is how this goes. So after having left the whole room with Una, she kind of finds... I'm just gonna put it down as the room that Whisper kind of had more or less purchased for herself. If I can get this out of my pocket. And she's just gonna like set Una down and tuck her in. And from her, before she sits down in the chair, she's gonna kind of like, from her side, unattach this solid gold book with a sapphire sitting, like a perfectly round sapphire sitting on the cover. with some rather interesting writing. But she is not reading from this book. She sets it down on the bedstand next to Una. I know all... Wrong voice. I know all the stories, so it's not worth reading it. And it's not like I can get into it anyway. But a long time ago, in a place a lot similar to this, there was once a traveler. This traveler went everywhere. Day in, day out, never sleeping. Always hoping to meet new friends. But the only thing that ever followed this traveler was death and destruction. And by the traveler's own hand. But as time went on, and centuries passed, this traveler eventually came across a rather intriguing individual who wanted to study them. So, the adventurer much obliged, but not without its costs and merit. As time went on, this adventurer grew kinder, and death and destruction no longer followed them. So, they went down the road to helping people. Eventually, they found that with all the might in the world, not even hate it when that happens. Not even the darkest days could stop them. So they went about gathering up friends, finding new people to care about. And with every passing day, every world, every town that they visited grew a little bit happier and brighter. But just like everything, it does not last. And so this adventurer constantly seeks the children of time. Children that will be able to stop the darkness. People like you, Una. And everybody else around. One day, they will all gather, and the darkness will be stopped. Not forever, because nothing is forever. But they will live happily ever after. In the end, they always do.
Una just lets out.
Probably not much of a great story to go to sleep to, but
As you look up, Una's already gone fast asleep. She looks quite peaceful and content. To the bottom of the bed, the two hyenas are also asleep on there, and the bird's just asleep next to the bed.
What?
Oh yeah. I'll just leave that.
Yeah,
Shh, it's okay, don't wake them up. They look so cute when they sleep. Whisper
What?
is going to pick the book back up. And very, very, and I'm sure you know how much I stress this, very quietly, almost like hovering over the floor, walk out and close the door and latch it behind her.
Yep.
To allow them all to be able to sleep. Not often that I get to share at least a little bit about myself, although most people never know.
I mean, I knew. I just were telling them.
Yes, was just stood there all the time.
Well, no, but was it a character? If you really wanted to be in character for it, let's go. But you know, that was it.
I mean, it's up to you.
Whisper's just gonna kind of walk back downstairs to the bar, or at least to a table, and set the book and the crystal that she messed around with last session down on a table in front of her. And yes, she is sitting by herself.
Okay.
So roll decided. I'm not there.
Okay. So, as you all just gather back downstairs aside from those asleep. You all managed to just finish your drinks, have a little bit to eat before you all individually start heading off to your rooms for sleep for the night. And as you all wake the next day,
Just so you know, Jivanta probably cast Arcane Lock on her door to keep people out.
Oh, honey, that
Whisper
would
is
keep you
still at
out.
that table.
No, I'm sorry, but yeah, good luck.
yeah, I was gonna say I'll go to roll to see who was up first, but the first two people that are up are Codi and Whisper, because neither of them went to their rooms last night. They both remained downstairs. Who else, though? Let me just head to here and 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Boom. The first one awake is Allo.
Yay.
Allo, as you awake, you just sit up in bed, thinking that you heard some voices. And as you look around the room, you don't manage to see anyone in there with you.
Mm,
And you just make me an investigation.
Investigation. All the way back to the rolling thing.
Yes, it's
If you hear me typing, by the way.
That's a 22.
as you look around, you don't see anything too out of place until you get up and go to the door, where wrapped around the knob seems to be a red ribbon.
Oh my.
Hmm?
Something that
Allo.
seems... Oh,
Allo just kind of looks at it.
it seems quite out of place, mainly because it wasn't there last night, but also because the kind of silk that it's made from, you haven't seen anything like it on this island. Well, you've seen a similar material to it somewhere, but not on anyone or sold anywhere, but more as dressing, the best way to put it. You think you recall
Hmm.
seeing Orny with some of this kind of stuff? Maybe as like a souvenir of his homeland.
Who joined?
Crap. Sorry.
So,
Oh, look, it's an iron.
oh,
Oh, look, it's an
Welcome.
iron! Iron, I'm back with a new character.
Welcome back. I've been passed out all day.
We
I
didn't.
feel
We
like
didn't
Cody's
know.
gonna love this character.
so just to quickly catch you up, Dion.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I've had Cody downstairs, still kind of trying to figure out what she's doing. Freely's been awakened after having
Yay.
lightning go through his body.
Are we going to tell how that happened? Where you went to how that happened?
Oh yeah, Fran's character got roped into this whole situation because she wouldn't give over her monkey life. So
Yeah, so Altmere pulled some strings, and now she is chosen by the gods for a godly quest.
She's just so confused right now. She's like, why?
also we learned a bit
Welcome to the
about
Pantheon.
I'm an
Whisper's
adventurer.
backstory as she read a bedtime story to Una and the bear and the hyenas.
Read, more or less recited her
Yeah.
history.
Yeah.
So
She recited a little bit about
yeah.
her past and what she's doing.
So Cody and Whisper spent all nights downstairs. As Cody, you've been oh, she muted herself. So we'll get to Cody in a second. So Allo, you managed to get the ribbon. Are you just popping it in your pockets, or are you placing it somewhere?
Well, if it's not booby trapped, I'm pretty sure Allo's probably going to keep it. And if little scraps of this silk start popping up randomly, she's probably going to start collecting it.
It doesn't seem to be. It's not booby traps. Let's put it this way. And as you grab it, it seems to be quite cold. Roll me an intelligence. Let's see if you can work something out. Who did we just lose then? Because I saw someone pop up the chat. Oh, we lost a Raka.
It was Raka.
Yep, so roll me an intelligence. Let's see.
Intelligence. 16.
You recall feeling this kind of chill back when you was at the grave of Oni yesterday. Back when you thought you saw some spirits. In fact, the ribbon does seem quite familiar. Like, as you remember seeing the older female and the younger child spirits next to each other, you recall the ribbon being on the child.
Allo's just going to look around casually, make sure there aren't any ghosts looking at her funny.
Arcana.
Arcana! Okay.
I think
17.
You don't sense any ghosts. Not at the moment, anyway. And so as you take...
Allo's
Go
gonna
on.
pocket that.
Yep.
Set up at all right now, so give me a few.
That's okay. So as you take the ribbon and you head downstairs, let's just see who is the next one to wake up. Just because I like doing this. Plus, said, okay, number 3. That would be our new friend who wakes up. So, Jivanta.
Yes.
You wake up. You're kind of half expecting there to be another intruder in your room at this point as you wake up. But you see no one. Well, you see your little friend Marvin. Marvin's just kind of scuttling around the room, just trying to still get everything back into your bag. Just trying to find the lost little pieces that kind of scattered under the bed and between the floorboards. Manages to retrieve your pencil at least. It just kind of brings it over, just holding it above its tiny little head. Just like,
oh, thank you. As I take the pencil and just like pocket.
do we really need to follow these people?
Well, it's like we're going much anywhere else. I mean, we're technically criminals. It might be a good idea.
But they don't seem to be too much with the law themselves, given the willy-nilliness to stab.
Yeah, I mean, it did some of that, but they said they were working with gods, so
Plus,
perhaps
before you've joined the cult.
I made a cult. The cult of Kiwi. Oh, so Marvin just like looks around. It's like, just let me know if any of them gives you any trouble, mistress. I'll bite them.
good. Knock them out for me. As I just give him a pound ahead. And I take my bag full of goodies and I start making my way out.
Yep.
I say the little password on my door and it unlocks.
Yep. As you say the password and the door unlocks. Uylz, you're standing on the other side of the door, just waiting to make sure that she doesn't run away.
Hello.
God! Hi! Jesus!
Hi.
Who's Jesus?
Who is this Jesus?
Jesus.
Jesus.
Just so-called Seuss walks by. So-called Seuss walks by. Hi, guys.
How? But where are you going? On a bright, sunny day like this.
I'm going out of my room
Where to?
downstairs to get breakfast. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. You try and grab that bear, and they'll say, "Oh, you're talking about the food." Just wanted to come by, see how you're doing now that you're part of a divine quest of the gods.
What exactly are you doing? The divine quest. What are you doing?
We're killing a god slayer, and maybe later on a demon prince. Also maybe some other issues. Honestly, these people are fucked up.
A voice calls out.
You just see her face go dumbfounded for a second before she goes silent for a moment and says, "Fun, okay."
A voice calls out as a figure walks past you both, just like, and don't forget the followers of the God Slayer as well. The four generals will probably need
that
to be
too.
slayed as the torch makes their way downstairs.
That too. Thank you, Thaddeus.
Thaddeus?
I don't remember his name. Okay.
Wasn't it
Oh,
Cleric or something?
also, hi, Miasma.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm supposed to be asleep. Hop back.
Walks into her room, closes the door.
It's fine. You can be awake now. It's fine. You can be awake now.
Miss Birdie.
Granny death stare.
My name is Fanta.
What is your name?
Fanta.
Vanta. Allow me. By the way, my name's Uylz. We met briefly last night.
You still have
UYLZ. Yes. I'm going to make this very clear. You can run if you want. I'm not chasing after you. Hell no, I'm too lazy. But fact of the matter is the gods are a bunch of assholes, and they'll make sure that you'll eventually find your way right back here. Also, oh, you need to meet the pillow.
The what?
The pillow.
Oh, wait.
She's an amalgamation of fluffy bunny rabbit and a fiendish monstrosity abomination.
Oh, that little rabbit that was on that chair last night.
No. Yes, maybe. There's two of them. I kind of forget which is which. They look very similar, except one looks like they're starving, and the other one looks like they're also starving. But the one that looks like they're starving always looks grumpy, and then the other one just is an optimist. It's a bit of a Tweedledummer thing going on with them.
Alright. Do you want me to talk to them, or don't look like they're in good mood? Or when not still in the good mood?
That's the best time. That is the best time to talk to somebody, is when they're not in a good mood. As my ears are being raped.
What?
I have to turn Maya down. She's up all the way in the background sound.
It's just Marvin making those noises.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's just my headphones. You are up all the way, and so it was just ear raping
You know what
me.
that is? That's just Marvin malfunctioning in the corner.
No, that's just Marvin trying to scurry over you to hide away from Uylz.
Like I said, I think there's something wrong with the microphone.
Yes.
It wasn't the microphone that were doing the noises. I think it were your computer, because your computer's quite noisy, and it sometimes
That's
gets picked up
true.
I recognise the noise, but either way.
Okay.
Uylz is just going to grab whatever feathers he can and just start dragging the bird person to Codi.
Okay, I'm getting right now. Okay.
So,
she's just following along.
as you follow along beside Uylz, we will cut to the downstairs. Trickstem, you've walked by this point, you're getting stuff, and Una's just heading downstairs as well. And Codi.
Yeah.
You've been up almost all the night, trying to decide on the big question, as Freely walks over to you. His fur still seems kind of puffed up from the static of the electricity,
Mm-hmm.
but he just kind of sits down next to you. So unusual to be able to converse without, well, without tongues or anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Now you can talk to whoever you want.
But where should I go now?
I mean, are there other Fruzzles?
There are, but... And I should think that my leadership position shouldn't be affected by this, but it's more a case of, well, given what's happened, am I safer with you all, or would I be better back there?
I don't know. People have been going missing or getting hurt because of this quest. But I'm also hesitant to bring you into it.
To be fair, I think I'm already brought into it just by being associated.
That's true. But I mean more like driving you under the frickin' mountain to go fight a god slayer.
I mean, the decision is up to you, of course. If you think I'm better served with my people protecting them, I will stay behind. If you think it'll be safer for me to be with you all, I will stick by your side.
Well, Okay, Freely. Here's the thing. She's gonna go into her bag. She's gonna say, I want you to protect your people. That was the kind of deal, right? That you got to go back to them once we were done.
Yes, it was.
So, she kind of hefts her hammers out and kind of hands them to Freely. You take these.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Don't you need these?
Well, I've got other weapons. And she pulls out the look sword and the fire sword. It's like, I should be okay.
He looks to the hammers, just gives a slow nod. Sets it to one side and just brings you in for a tight hug, Codi. It's like, thank you for everything.
She hugs him back and is like, stay safe, buddy.
You too. Come find me when you're done.
I will.
I'll keep these things safe for you, and until then.
Thank you.
He nods, he will pick them up, and he will actually head back. Probably best heading back now then, just to make sure.
Yeah. Go keep your people safe, buddy.
Go get them.
What the fuck is that?
If you say yours tracks over. Yours tracks over what seems to be an Aarakocra.
Go just in the background here, like.
Pillow lady.
It's
I have a pencil.
Cody.
Doc, I have a pencil. So we have a new buddy.
Okay.
Yeah. She refused to give me her buddy, her little tiny friend, Marvin. See, if I had him, he'd be called Dave. Anyways, so I pulled some strings, and now she's in the God killing
business. You even better
now
than
she's
the people who cursed me.
Just like looks at her and kind of like,
no, I'm really not, and I don't know what gave you the assumption that I am, but yeah, she's with us now. She doesn't have a choice.
Kind of looks and is like, I feel so sorry for you.
She's going to die a horrible death, but it's okay.
Fun!
Look.
She still has this really nervous look on her face.
It's like, just kind of goes, look, I'm going to be straight with you. You probably will die.
drag me around.
I haven't finished business.
We've lost 2 people throughout this
The
quest.
span of how many months?
One wasn't even due to any combat retardants, as far as I'm aware.
I thought you were still in bed.
No, she's
Oh
she's
no,
awake.
Oh.
one of them was from
And
combat.
actually, we in the grand scheme of things, there are more than just 2 people lost, but 2 people of the party, yes, and then a couple vanish. But
Yeah, there's been a lot of people dead because of this quest.
yeah.
What was the span time that this happened?
Oh, it's only been like 4 days for me.
Well, there's it's not been that long.
I'd
Couple
say-
months.
Yeah.
Like
I'd say a couple-
2 months.
I'd say a couple of months.
It doesn't seem so bad.
The grand scheme
Not
of
to
things.
mention the hundreds of civilians.
Yeah,
That wasn't our fault, though.
It's been
Yeah,
a couple of
but
months,
in
but it
general,
feels like over a year.
with your group, only 2, not so bad.
One died fighting a giant crystal bird that reflected magic, and the other was
Nice.
killed by my brother.
Not so nice.
Huna just pipes up as she passes by.
Oh.
Like,
Oh,
none of them were
and
nice.
No.
And then if there's didn't you guys have like, because I remember seeing her at the tournament because Kiwi was telling me about this, but you had like a lizard with you as well, and she went to space or some shit.
Oh, Samara.
No.
Wait.
The at the tournament.
The white one?
I think they mean the shit lizard.
Oh, the
I
shit
think
lizard.
I saw her
Raali.
actually during that tournament. I think I saw her flying up somewhere.
I kinda actually forgot about Raali.
Yeah, where did she go?
only-
blind it to this day.
According
Only
to Kiwi, she's in space. But hey, first kobold to land on the moon. But yeah, but Uylz is just going to pull up a stool, pat the Aarakocra on the back, and basically be like, "You'll do fine. It's okay."
Oh yeah. Oh, if anyone else dies, I revive a 5.
Leigh.
Yeah.
Is it nighttime or daytime?
It's
It's
morning.
daytime.
It is daytime.
Would I be able to
Daytime.
make a quick trip to the blacksmith?
Yes, because what I was about to ask you all is there any way that you want to go before we start to head towards the Citadel?
I
It's like
wanted
time
to
to
see
stock
what
up
was
on
that.
stuff.
I heard about magic items.
Well, first of all,
I wanted-
I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to,
Mail's was just gonna be like the sniffing, like I smell magic items.
I'm gonna have to do this
it's-
one at a time just so people don't.
Yeah, that's fine.
Apparently don't get by them.
So, if you don't mind, I'm going to do this just going down order of people in the Discord chat thing.
Okay.
So, Allo. Is there anywhere
Yeah.
Allo wants to go?
My username really fucks me over here.
Conversing with Willa, Whisper.
Willow.
I
My
almost
name is
combined their
Willow.
names.
Something I will never remember.
So,
So, as you're both conversing, you two and Uylz roll me dex saves. Well, dex checks, because quite literally Uylz is diving to try and
Oh,
grab that thing.
whoops.
Uylz, why do you gotta do this?
Dexterity, you said?
Wait,
Yeah,
wait, what are they trying to grab?
a shiny humming crystal.
You know
Uh,
what's
also got a
hilarious? I
also
can't wait
got a
for him to
24.
be the only one that grabs it. It's gonna be
You
so.
know what's going to be fun? You know what's going to be fun?
You're not
The
going to
fact
get
that
into this.
The fact that Jivanta can make anything glow. She can make it even more brighter if she
okay.
wanted to.
So what did you get there, Ranna?
I also got a 24.
What's the higher dex bonus?
I have a +4. My number is 18.
I also have a +4.
Oh, it's a roll off. Just roll a flat d20, both of you.
Oh, a flat D20?
Yeah, just a flat d20, both of you.
Natural 20.
I got a
Hot
22.
damn.
Flat D20, so it's just a 19.
Yep, so... That is still
So
pretty
Ranna
close.
wins.
Yep.
It is.
Allo, you just about managed to catch Uylz out the corner of your eye and just quickly get the crystal to one side so he can't grab it.
Damn you!
My pencil, you can't have this.
I used to have a whole bunch of those. Oh man, if we ever end up, probably still doesn't exist. Anyways, he's going to he is going to just walk off now, still looking at Allo, just looking at the crystal.
Allo,
As he
that's
just
what
moves
you're gonna want
backwards.
to add to your. That's what you're gonna want to add to your inventory, by the way.
Yep. So add that to your inventory. And it's ready.
You may want to explain to Santa what that is in DMs later. Just
Also,
keep.
I'm just gonna do
No, honestly, Austin, if you had touched that, it would not have been good.
So I'm just going to do something quickly. I'm going to pause the recording quickly and do a quick BRB. So while I'm doing that, you all think about where you want your characters to go in this little downtime thing before you go to Citadel.
Alrighty, I'm also going to finish something with Allo.
Yep.
So,
BRB.
Thank you.
Trickstem.
He was not happy when he came in.
Well,
He
actually,
was not
I'll
happy
go
when he came
BRB,
in.
but I'll leave the recording going in case you wanted to do some in-character stuff.
Sorry.
So.
Yeah.
Well, then in that case, Allo.
Mm.
Whisper will also hand you the golden book with the gem in the front. I have absolutely no use for this, and it's kind of locked, but there's never been a key.
That's interesting.
Jivanta's just looking at everyone and looking to see if they have any shoes. Just curious.
As this book touches your hand, Allo, in your head you will hear an unlocking sound, as well as the harmonious music from the crystal.
The witch?
Highly interested in the book. She's going to look at it.
If you open it, it would be written in a language that is not readable. To you, it just looks like a bunch of symbols shaped into things. It doesn't really have, it's not really translatable.
Oh, Echo's making a mess. I'm pretty sure I can figure out a spell for reading this, Raka.
I am back. So. What did I miss?
Allo getting the things from Whisper.
Now has the storybook.
Not really a storybook. It's actually not a storybook. It's actually a book of terrible things.
I know it's not a storybook, but that's how you kind of used it contextualize.
That's true. So in character, yes, it's a storybook. Out of character, no, it's not. Don't believe me.
Jivanta just looks over at Uylz and just looks at his armor, just like, hey, is that armor yours magical?
What armor?
The armor you're currently wearing.
Uylz isn't wearing armor.
You mean my golden? You mean my golden robes? No, it is not magical, but like it's not armor.
That could have been really helpful for you, but I guess not.
I mean, I don't need armor.
So.
Didn't need armor in my first life. Don't need armor in my 555th life.
Allo. As Is there anywhere that you're wanting to go? I should get a note.
Does Allo know anybody in this village?
In the main town
City,
itself?
village? Yeah.
There's been a few places you visited while you've been here. You know, there's like the Bounty Boy, the Ninja Clan, the Assassin Clan. There's that blacksmith's place that you found. There's the magic item grater, the clothier. There's, I believe this is also where you came to find the ice cream wizard the first time.
True. What are the odds of me finding the ice cream wizard?
I mean, you remember finding him at the market, so if you could retrace your steps, you might be able to find him.
We're going to go find the ice cream wizard, we are, yes.
Okay, so let me just make that note. So you're going to the ice cream wizard.
I guess I'd say that Whisper's gonna kind of follow her, but it's pretty much gonna leave almost immediately for the tallest building that she can find in town and just kind of meditate on the top.
Okay. So...
And with that, I'll be right back.
Jivanta is probably going to be looking through the marketplace, see if there's any magical shops. Try to peek her way in.
So you're going to a magic shop. Codi, where were you going?
The blacksmith.
Blacksmith. This will be a different blacksmith because you're not in the same town.
Yeah, I want to transfer the fire sword enchantment onto a great sword.
Okay. Trickstem. Where would you like to go?
Yeah.
Of everyone here, you know this town the most because you've been here a lot. So you know, like all the places, you know stuff like the casino and all that lot as well.
Where is most people going?
Most people.
Or has everyone just split up?
Party-wise, at the moment, they all seem to be splitting up, but Allo and Raka seem to be heading towards the markets.
Who is this Raka you speak of?
Whisper.
I guess I'll join them in the market then.
Okay, so market. It's Uylz. Where is Uylz going?
Before Trickstem leaves, Uylz is going to stop Trickstem, look him right in the eyes. Are you absolutely certain you don't want me to awaken breakfast? I mean, they could talk to you.
I'm fine not talking to her. She's still absolutely amazing without talking to me, you know. I don't want to see her go through that.
Go through what?
What happened then with Freely?
No.
Oh no, that it's oh you think that's gonna happen, yeah. And you call yourself a sorcerer, and he's just gonna walk out of the door.
Go by then.
And he is also he actually going to look around at the various shops, not the market, like the outside markets, but more so just like the inside shops to see what there is.
I believe Miasma said magic shop.
Yes, they did.
Hey,
Yes.
just about the magic shop.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Oh, I see what's there. I'm also gonna look for scrolls afterwards, if that's okay. I just want to check.
Scrolls would also be at the magic shop.
Okay, good.
So
Wait, would it be better for me to go to the magic shop or the frickin' blacksmith to have the...
Magic shop's more for items and scrolls and spell components. Blacksmith, they're more for weapons, but...
I'm not proficient, really. I'm proficient in daggers and stuff. I could check.
I'm proficient in simple weapons.
Just going back off how we did it.
I'm proficient in darts for some reason.
just going back off how we did it back when Samara was getting the enchanted
I
weapons.
am also, if the GM, I need to talk to Leigh about this. It also says that I might be proficient in firearms as well.
Hang on, let me just talk.
I'm also proficient with slingshots.
So, as we did it back with Samara, Samara did go to the blacksmith to get a magical weapon. So even though he is a blacksmith, he will be able to transfer magic over as well.
Okay.
Plus, who knows, he may be able to sell you a better greatsword to enchant it into.
Yes. Well, it's a +2 already, so if he sells me a +1 greatsword and I can sell the first transfer the thing over, it becomes a +3 greatsword.
Exactly. Or, you know, a greatsword that just has an enchantment already on it. That
Jeez, that thing's gonna have like 1,000,000 enchantments.
So, we will go first of all. Yeah, let's do the blacksmith first, given that you're the only person going to the blacksmith.
Cool.
So, as you head over to there, I believe I said the blacksmith was run by a half-elf. He's there, just sorting out these inventory, his items, and he just looks over to you. Oh, customer, how can I help you?
Hi. See, I have this big old long sword that does fire damage and is good against undead.
Yeah.
And I want to transfer the enchantment from it being a greatsword to a from a longsword to a greatsword.
Okay, so you want me to take the enchantments of that, place it into a greatsword?
Yeah.
Very well. Just any greatsword, or is there anything in particular?
Do you have a good greatsword? Like, I'm willing to buy another greatsword.
We have several. We have several greatswords.
What have you got?
Well, if it's fire magic that you're wanting to transfer onto it, how about one that could, theoretically, and he just picks it up. Seems to be like a greatsword with what seems to be grooves running down the middle of it towards the tip. Theoretically, this could channel that energy into a ranged shot.
Nah. I'm more to get up and close and personal kind of fighter.
Okay, a close-up and personal one. How about then, puts that sword back, pulls out another one. Are you like a more defensive or offensive?
Oh, offensive, definitely.
Puts that sword back, pulls out another one. How about this one then? Because I get the feeling you're going to be one of these kind of people that will find themselves in combat with more than one person at once, yes?
Yeah.
This one should be able to channel that fire energy, and on a successful strike and damage on an enemy, should be able to hit another enemy within 5 foot of it.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
It,
now we talking, is it just a normal weapon with that enchantment, or is it a +1 weapon with that enchantment?
It's a normal greatsword with that enchantment added onto it, but by the looks of things, that fire sword's already a +2.
Yeah.
So it would be a +2 greatsword with fire damage, good against undead, and can deal fire damage towards someone within 5 foot of the enemy upon stricken. I believe the technical term they call it is a 1d8 fire damage onto someone adjacent.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means fully, but it sounds good.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take that.
Okay, now then, going over the figure in my head of how much this is going to be. Transferring enchantments plus the swords cost. Currently opening up someone's sheet to see how much they've got, just so I know that I'm not going to be hurting them too much money-wise.
Dion.
Yes?
I just realized something. I think you guys are all gonna have everyone in the Digimon group's gonna have some flashbacks whenever if I get a Kentorosmon.
Okay.
Bifrost.
So.
Yeah.
Bifrost.
If you are willing to sell me the husk of the sword afterwards as well, we can knock it down from 2,000 to a 1,600.
Deal.
Okay, hand us your sword.
Hands over the the fire longsword.
Yep. And come back for it at the end of the day. It should be ready by then.
Okay.
Okay. Because quite literally, I looked at your sheet and the price.
I have 1,690.
Yeah, the price for it should have been 2,000, but if you will sell the sword as well, given it's quite an exquisite looking sword, he's willing to knock off 400.
Yeah, this was ZZ's old sword.
Yeah. Oh, it's sad to see. That's why it's cost. That's why it's not just like a normal long sword price. Because if you recall right, that sword was like an ancient sword.
Yeah, it's an ancient elven sword.
Yep. So, we will now go to the ones going to the market. So, Allo, Whisper, and Trickstem.
Whisper's not going to the market.
Well, you were starting into the market until you see a large building, which would
True.
be the clock tower.
And Whisper is gone.
Yep. So
Disappear.
As you both look around, Whisper's already gone, just vanished.
Have they been kidnapped or have they just run off like a child?
Not a single sign of anything. They're just gone.
Given that there seems to be no panic from anyone else around you, you can assume they're left on their own accord.
Alright, that's all fine. They're fine.
So,
Whisper also would be very hard to capture.
Yep. You two roll me a perception.
Perception.
So I don't know if that's picking up on the mic. What's on the telly there?
Who now?
Oh, it isn't.
I can hear something like a.
That's not on me. It's because me mum and dad are watching, but it's got talent and there's not Atra currently on it.
So who's to roll?
This would be Trickstem and Allo. Roll me the perception.
I got a 19.
What is that airplane noise? Oh,
Yeah.
microphone.
Airplane noise?
Yeah, for Fran's microphone.
Fran's
Oh, it's a
microphone.
lawnmower.
Okay, so.
Okay.
Yeah. Allo,
It's a lawnmower blowing away leaves.
Allo, as you're walking along, you hear in the distance a little ding, 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 a familiar little bell sound. And you go racing towards it, your stomach growling. Just
It's
almost
just
as it
not
by his
stomach growling. I do enjoy the ice cream wizards.
Trickstem, you watch Allo race off, and as you start to follow, you spot. Oh, hang on. I'm just gonna have to turn your mic down there, Fran, because that noise is coming through quite loud on the side.
Yeah, I turned her down.
Sorry, Fran.
Lawnmowers are pretty loud.
Yeah. It's just for this part, Fran, don't worry. So.
On that, when you get a chance, is that correct?
+2 damage, +1/6, +1/6 fire, +1/6 against undead, crit, +110 against a successful. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, good.
And you're gonna have a godslayer yourself without having to
So, Trickstem, as you start to give chase to Allo, you find a poster nearby. Just seems to be like an out wanted poster. You do recognise your face on it, and you just quickly tear it down as you race along.
Nothing to see here.
Postling nonchalant.
As you tear it down, there's another wanted poster underneath it.
Nah!
It's not you.
Oh,
it's a
never mind.
familiar-looking Aarakocra.
Oh.
It looks like Jivanta.
Oh.
AKA the Aarakocra whose room you burst into last night.
Ah.
The price on her head being 3,000 gold.
Damn,
Remember what happened last time for 3,000 gold.
I know. Why do you think I chose that number?
3,000 gold.
Remember what happened last time we tried to backstab a fellow teammate?
We got the 3,000 gold.
Yes, but we also
And we
had to
all
make
made it
choices.
away.
After Cody, Oni, and one other, I can't remember, saved your asses. Allo, yes. After Cody, Oni, and Allo saved your asses.
Correction. Interrupted. It actually could have gotten them out perfectly fine, but thank you.
That's not what your DMs told me.
So,
Would have been able to.
what are you doing with this information, Trickstem? Are you taking the poster as well, or?
Yep.
Okay. So you take that poster and you race after Allo. And Allo, you reach the ice cream wizard, who is currently making some treats, just handing them off to the small kids as they come by, and then looks down towards you, to you, Allo. Almost head down to you, Codi. Codi's already there grabbing ice cream. Ah.
Cody doesn't like ice cream.
Looks down to you, Allo. Oh, it's you again. One of my
Allo
favorite
just
customers.
resting her chin on the freaking counter watching him.
What can I get you this time?
Uh,
Some more of the frozen joy? Maybe wistful memories? Or, we've just got a raspberry swirl.
make anything new?
Oh, make anything new, make anything new. I'll tell you what. He's going to look between both you and Trickstem. Did either of you take any of the kobold mead?
I don't think I do. I don't think I have any of that.
Probably not.
Well, I mean, there was the non-alcoholic version, if you remember, Trickstem.
Oh, never mind, yes.
Because I believe that you did take some of that one.
The child safe.
Yeah, he'll look to that Trickstem, he'll like, can you just, if you don't mind, don't worry, I'll pay for it.
What?
The mead.
You want the mead?
Yes. I want to show you something interesting that I have.
Alright then, he'll hand the mead over.
Yep. He will actually hand you 300 gold for the mead. That's also for me buying out this part as well, because trust me, you're going to see something new and unpatterned, so consider that 300 also hush money.
Very sparkly yellow eyes.
As he takes what essentially looks like an alchemy jug, but modified. He pours in the mead. And do you know, like with an alchemy jug, it's got all the little spouts on the side as well, where all the different liquids could pour out of? He just takes that, shoves sticks into each of them, and 5 minutes pass before he just pulls them out. Each of them have been frozen in a pop, just like a kobold mead pop. And he just hands you each one of them. Hey, see what you feel.
Oh.
Yum, yum, yum,
They
yum.
taste like kobold mead. And the best part about it, given this thing's magical, I've tested this out as well. You pour a healing potion into this, and it'll spit that healing potion up between people quite nicely.
Yeah.
Num.
So, if you're all out of spell slots, you need to get some healing in. You can make one healing potion go quite a bit of distance.
It's like one of those boring tutorials you get in the middle of a game.
Oh, thanks.
Allo just drops her jaw looking at Trickstem. This is cool. What are you talking about?
I know it's useful, but you think you're the master at the game, but you're really not, so you feel a bit stupid.
Trickstem, roll me perception. Yeah, you don't feel the burrowing eyes of the fourth wall breaking granny staring into you.
Oh,
She's just watching from
She's
across
right.
the way.
No, she's just right behind him.
It's just like that thing, like Gmod videos or stuff like that, where it's just like the camera pans just slightly to the side, just see the wide bug eye just vibrating, old granny just behind it like.
We need an image for fourth wall granny.
I'll have to make one here soon.
I'm just gonna be RB for a few.
Alright,
Oh,
Like
that's
really
Edna. Fourth wall
granny.
granny's something totally different.
Just
so
a really rustic old lady with a really awesome granny
Yeah,
bun.
fourth wall granny is something I came up with in one of the campaigns that I was running when Austin decided to play Nautilus and Nautilus was getting mouthy and the fourth wall granny walked by and started like berating him and then he was like started arguing back with her and then fires a spell off just to have it do nothing.
so
She like
Look
pretty
here,
much
you
just, like
son
flicked
of a
her
bitch.
hand and just like walked away.
All I was trying to decide was whether or not to have a mocha frappuccino or a frappe mochaccino. You didn't need to come along and be a birch.
There's no need to call me a bitch now, there is there.
I swear to whatever gods there are.
Nautilus, you're not part of this. Let's just go back to where we came from.
She just zips the freaking portal.
Yeah, right?
Open the
Just like they're in mid-conversation, you just see a window, zip closed.
So, even though this is a prototype, I feel like I can trust you enough for this, plus it looks like you're on a big journey again. How about I sell you this?
How much for 300 gold?
No, no.
I thought I was being
I
smart
mean, you
then.
technically insulted him.
For 2,000 gold.
Hey, no. He's not the bad part about this. It's just in general. I want to go to the shops now. But this was useful and tasty.
I don't have 2,000
Is
gold.
someone watching Hudson tracks in the background?
I mean, if you were to go halves on this, you could both bite between you.
What the?
Hey, hold on. I just remembered I have 4 platinum. How much is that again?
10 platinum per... 10 gold per platinum.
Okay. 10 gold per platinum.
You could roll me a persuasion if you wanted to get the price lowered.
Guard the packaging.
I am the favorite customer, and you said persuasion.
Exactly. I'm doing a jack here. Roll a persuasion for price lower.
That's an 18.
You are my favorite customer, so I could lower the price for you, I guess. Especially given you'll be testing it out for me. Given there are some bugs that still need to be worked out.
Let's guard the packaging.
1,500.
Okay.
You will hand it off to you. And the thing with this is, you pour a healing potion into it, and you roll a d10. And that is how many pops it will make. The pops only last for 10 minutes, so they have to usually be consumed right there and then or in a battle. But quite literally, it can make one portion become 10 portions.
Now, be sure to put that stuff in the so I can go back and copy and paste it.
Yep. I'll have to try and remember what it is, of course. Trickstem, you wanted to find other shops, didn't you?
Also, did we ever give the ice cream wizard a name?
That is his name, the Ice Cream Wizard.
Ice cream wizard's fabulous pop making machine's kind of a mouthful, though.
It's the ICM. It's the ICM pop making machine. So, we'll get back to you two in a second, since Trickstem wants to find some stuff. We will get to the magic shop.
Ah, yes.
So let me turn you up for this, Fran, because I turned you down because of lot point.
The alarm were removed, so it shouldn't be too bad now.
Okay. So, I believe you said you wanted to get there nice and early because you wanted to try and do something
I was
illegal.
going there too, but okay.
Oh no, you were also going there as well, but they rushed off.
Well, I'm gonna keep an eye out then.
So, well, you'll see how this goes. So, first of all, what were you wanting to do there, Jivanta?
I wanted to see what was stuff for inside.
Okay, if you wanted to just see what was sold for inside, then you can both arrive at the same time. I thought you were going there to do illegal stuff.
Well, that's gonna be funny.
Oh, you know.
So, as you...
Are you?
As you both enter the magic shop, there seems to be a human behind the desk at the moment, a human female. She just looks over. Ah, yes, welcome. Spell components, scrolls, crystals, gems, we got it all here. What are you buying?
The guy interesting magic items that you can show me.
Magic items. Sure. For what kind of disposition are you asking for magic items?
Any?
Well, let's see. I may not be looking up Fifi Artificer at magic items.
Artificers don't need their own magic items. They can make them.
Yeah, but it's more like a case of just in case there are any better ones to give them. So.
I would like to investigate as well.
Yep. And
just gonna
are
have
you a wizard or a sorcerer, Miasma?
I'm a wizard.
Okay.
You're a wizard, Miasma.
You know, this is going on. I'm gonna have my little homunculi friend just roll around in the magic shop, looking about. Right.
By all logic, I probably should be a sorcerer given my stat layout, but you know.
Yeah.
20 charisma.
Okay.
You just casually multi-class into sorcerer
I
later.
just realized it's a homunculi and my character both have the same dex. Weird.
Okay, so I found some stuff for
Both got
wizard.
15.
The Artificer is very hard to find stuff for.
Yeah, they make them.
Yeah, because the Artificer makes its own items.
Yeah.
Usually. They can also duplicate magic items.
We infuse items. I'm pretty sure we have a limit based on our level. I already have all three of my items.
Yeah, but you can. There is a infusion that you can get, which basically allows you to duplicate magic items.
It's duplicating magic items, not duplicating the infused items.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
So,
you can duplicate magic items. Flick's got that.
I have yet to get that one. I need to grab that one.
Flick has it.
He will look to you and be like, "Are you more focused on alchemy or like what kind of artificer are you?"
Artillerist.
Okay. Let me see. If you're an artillerist, I don't have that much stock for artillerist stuff in general, given that's more a blacksmith kind of work, but I can see what I've got. As for you, my fine wizard friend, he will pull out what seems to be a pearl attached to a chain. This here is a pearl of power.
Is this the thing that, out of character, is this the thing that Kilkrin got as a robot?
No. I can't remember what Kilkrin got. No, Kilkrin got the deck of many things.
No, he got 2.
I forgot what the
And
other
there
thing
was something that restores a spell slot. It was
yes, that might be it then. The Pearl of Power restores a 3rd level spell slot.
Oh, 3rd level. What's that going to give me back?
Lets you regain a 3rd level spell slot once a day.
How much is it?
This is I know these things have an actual price for those watching on YouTube, but and make things fair and nosing up how much they've actually got. Just make things a bit fairer.
300.
I know
I
you
am.
don't have that much. It would be 1,500, but if you're willing to bargain.
I would also like to see if you have any spell skills that might be
Spell
worth it.
scrolls.
Like,
Yes, just give me a moment. 50 spell scrolls. You see him pull out his phone from somewhere somehow. Just pull. Let's see. Okay. So spell scroll wise, I can do from cantrip level up to 5th level. Cantrip and first level spells, they're common, they'll be the cheaper ones. Second and third uncommon, they're a bit less common, and 4th and 5th are rare.
okay, but my question still stands. That is there a list? Like, is there a clear list of what we have?
Any spell.
Yeah.
From your spell list.
Oh, okay. Give me a second.
So while you're looking up that,
Yeah.
they will look to you, Jivanta. Well, I don't know if I have anything exactly for an artificer, but we could probably find up some usual magic items that do well for anyone.
Yeah, that won't work.
We do have this one. That spell wouldn't work.
What's your AC?
Her AC is. Oh, yeah, yes, AC building items. AC building items.
I already
Cloak
have
of protection and stuff like that.
I already have my armor that I already refuse to get a +1, and my shield that gets a +2.
Yeah,
but
it's just that
I'm
when I
AC.
notice to see that you have AC of 14. So, yes. We do have a cloak here. Just fits on the shoulder, so don't need to worry about your armor. Cloak of protection, it's called.
What does that do?
+1 to AC and +1 to saving throws. Whatever that means.
How much is it?
It is an uncommon item, so 500.
Can we make a deal?
I'm listening.
Is there anything you're interested in? What do you think?
Gems, jewels,
Uh,
any other magical items that you may have. Homunculi. I mean, what?
You know, I have a homunculi, but it's a gemstones.
Yes.
How about enchanted gemstones? How much would they be worth?
Depends what kind of gemstone and what kind of enchantment.
I'm reading Magical Tinkering. Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm reading that. Uh-huh. So you can, if it's magical tinkering, you can make it record a message, make it emit a choice of order or a non-verbal sound.
Or I can give it visual effects.
Yep, or visual effects, such as words, lines, and such. Make me an intelligence.
+8.
Well, it would be just an intelligence check, not a save. So.
Oh, sorry.
What's the difference there?
Reroll. That was worse. Why am I bad?
I'll go off the 9. I'll go off the 9, which would have been for the first roll.
Yeah.
You know, just for a process of elimination, maybe the other one probably wouldn't be too great for her. Because she's not a bakery. She doesn't want to emit smell outside of her shop to entice people in.
Oh, I could give you amethyst crystal that can record things if you really want to.
I suppose it would be good for getting message out about our shop. Could just leave them around. Sure. 100 for each of those. So 200 for both.
I sadly only have one.
You've got 2 amethysts.
I do, but that's my little friend over there, right? Does
Okay.
not give them away.
Make me a persuasion.
Zero wisdom, let's go! They rolled. Connection to the server has been interrupted. No!
Also, I've changed your sheet so that you're on an advantage toggle now. Just to make things easier for me.
That's fine.
Fine, but it best be a good message.
You can make any message you want.
That was a perception.
Ah, shit! Wait, no, it's wisdom anyway, is it?
No, it's not. It's charisma.
Sorry! -1. Can I do that? That's way.
Ow.
Yeah, wicked 19.
Loud crisp packet noises.
Sorry.
Okay, so. She'll look to you. I get to choose the message.
Yeah.
And on top of that, she'll just think. Just look at you. You come back at a later date and use your Artificer know-how to make me something.
Oh.
Do we have a deal on that?
Yes.
She'll nod and she will take out what seems to be a crystal orb and just hold it out. Place your hand on there.
Do I roll Arcana?
Roll Arcana.
What the fuck is the rolls?
You think it's just a way for her to keep you to her word? Well, keep you to your word.
Alright, and place my hand on the orb.
You feel a shocking touch run through you. And as you look, there seems to be a mark on the back of your claw now. That's just a indicator. Just a reminder to let you know to come back here. Don't worry too much about it. It's not life-threatening or anything.
Okay.
So, 300 gold. And the crystal, of course. Well, the amethyst.
Alright. I will use my magical tinkering. Enchant for the recording. And I'll hand it over.
Okay. And she hands you the clock. So, +1 to your AC and +1 to your saving throws.
Huzzah!
Miasma, have you found any spells that you could be wanting?
Raali's AC. Yes.
I would. How much are 4th level spells scrolls?
4th level spell scrolls are rare. So they would be. Hang on, I'll check to see if there's a price list for them. 50 spell scrolls.
Because there are 2 that I would like. Although if I can only afford 1, then.
Cost of spell scrolls. Here we go. Rare would be 500. Well, anywhere from 501 to 5,000 gold pieces. Depends on the spell.
Oh.
So, which 2 spells were you thinking?
Faithful Hound and Black Tentacles.
Faithful Hound or Black
Faithful.
Tentacles?
Yes.
Okay, let me just look these up.
You've had black tentacles used on you in my game, Leigh. Well, not you, but the others did.
That were the one
I
in
never
the...
got around to using Faithful Hound.
Yeah. So Faithful Hound is... Okay. Okay. Faithful Hound, that's fine. Black Tentacles is... Oh, yeah.
Area effect.
Yeah.
I will be right back.
Okay, so that was going to be the more costly of the two. So, she goes into the back. How many scrolls of each were you wanting?
Just one.
Okay. It comes back out. I can do 1,500. 500 for the Faithful Hound. 1,000 for the Black Tentacles. Yet again, though, if that's a bit too pricey, we can always make a deal.
What deal are you thinking?
Well, what have you got on you that I may want?
Meanwhile, Codi in the background, never make a deal with strangers!
In the background, Damadur, always make a deal with strangers.
You see her pull out 2 scrolls and then look down into the further in the bag where she sees where there are a few other items just jumbled up. Before she just shakes her head, closes it, and then holds it with this 2 spell scrolls. Could these two be useful by any chance?
Conjure Animal and Heal, if I recall right.
Yes.
Yes, that could knock some price off there for sure. Let me just look up these. Iffy, Conjure Animal.
Is there anyone else at the store, by the way? Or is it just...
Casually just giving out a heal scroll?
There's a couple of beeps there. Just seeing what level spells these are. That's a 3rd level, so that would be...
One's a stick for 7th level.
Common.
I'm gonna have my little buddy go around at the other group of people, just looking at what they got.
So... Conjure
That
Animal,
is a 6th level evocation spell.
Heal is, yeah. You look at the heal spell, and then it just happens like, just that alone would be able to cover the cost of both scrolls.
Yes, I personally can't get much use out of it because it's really a case of use it and it's gone. But that's why I was looking for wizard spell scrolls, because I can just record them into my book.
Hell, with that heal spell, you could get the other scroll of yours, buy these 2, and with just 500, you'd also be able to buy that Pearl of Power.
It could be useful. Yes.
So
I'll take it.
Yep, they hand over the Pearl of Power and the spell scrolls, and they take the spell scroll of healing off you.
Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you. Thank you very much. Jivanta, you nosing around? It'll just be like some sorcerers, some wizards just buying different like little items, spell scrolls. A couple of them are familiars with them.
Oh no, yeah, I will comment that I have restored my poor familiar, even though he had taken some damage last time.
That is fine.
Codi's still hanging around with the 2 hyenas and frickin' bear.
I'm gonna roll perception on the little
Okay,
thing.
so I'm gonna have to take my money down to 300.
If you spot anything in particular that's on them, might be of interest.
Can I roll perception to see what's going on here?
Yes.
Okay, let me just check. Where is my die roll? That is a 15.
You spot your new friend being a bit shifty.
I'm not being casual, it's just my little buddy going around.
And I'm gonna roll a couple of things.
He's just trying to hide in the crowd. In the little group of people.
So, the person that you were staring at, they haven't noticed you. But a couple of the other patrons, they just turn around, they're just like giving you odd looks. And one of them just kind of taps you on the shoulder, Miasma,
Yes?
and just like motions for you to move to one side.
Oh, yeah, she'll move across.
Are they with you?
Yes, I only met them last night. I'm not entirely sure who they are. They just came along with me.
You keep in bad company there, friend.
Oh.
Jivanta. They're known for some minor misdeeds, but still, it doesn't look good.
Hmm.
And they actually hand you the same kind of wanted poster that Trickstem had.
Will I make a perception check?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Uh, 16 that would have been.
Yes.
So yeah, you overhear it.
I turn over just like, okay. I go over, scoop up my little body, and just like, alright, thanks for the cloak. What do we have now? Come on, Miasa.
How do you know my name? Oh wait, no, you didn't.
Yeah,
He
they
told you.
introduced me.
I didn't tell you my name. Uylz did.
Yeah, you'll sit there and listen.
Yeah. Okay.
Either way.
So, here's your exit. Uylz, we'll get to you.
I'm going to use the bathroom.
As you're wandering around, looking at all the major shops. As I said, you see stuff like the tailors, the blacksmith, the magic shop, the bounty shop board with its like little store next to it. Off in the distance, you see the shining lights of the casino. There's a few other shops as well, but they're mainly just selling like normal groceries and such.
He's back.
Well,
Hello.
first off, does Uylz see any of the others?
You see Codi wandering around outside of the blacksmith, just like waiting, along with the bear and the hyenas. You see the other two exit the magic shop after, with Miasma just like giving your new friend a slight side eye. You don't see sign of the others though.
Uylz will shrug, and he will walk into the tailor's.
Okay. As you enter the tailor's, a figure is there behind the desk. Just like, oh, yes, 1 moment. Turns around and looks to you. Oh, welcome. How can I help you?
Austin,
What's
how
up?
can you help me?
Well, do you have any clothing that needs to be repaired or anything new or fancy catch your eye? Maybe a nice hat. We do have 1 or 2 magical clothing items. Unfortunately, we still don't have... Yes, we have hats. We did have a magical hat, but I do believe that got bought up quite quickly. One that used to replicate itself. We do have this magical item hat-wise, though. And they'll pull out what seems to be like a bowler hat. This is my oddest... basically, I went through a phase of going, what if a bag of holding wasn't a bag? And I also got kind of... Well, you've seen the magic shows where the person has the top hat, they pull things out. I got kind of inspired, so... bowler hat of holding.
How much?
I don't know why, that just came to mind. It's like, what if top hats of holding, but instead of it just being a normal top hat, it's just a holding bag of holding.
How much?
She'll look you up and down and be like, oh fuck, I can't use that for reference. I just open up your sheet blank.
Yeah, I apologize. To be clear, Uylz is a purple kobold who is wearing golden robes.
I meant like because everyone has been looking at how much money they've got.
Oh, I've got 2,000.
Let me just see how much a bag of holding would be normally. Bag of holdings are normally 500 roughly, so sure, see it.
Yep,
Well,
but you have to add extra cost for the hat now.
exactly. Well, given it's a unique item, it's around 650.
I am back.
Especially,
says stuff like that and pulls her familiar out of her own hat.
if you need a bit of more explanation as to why, well, let's put it this one way. It's also very stealthy. You see someone with a bag who's an adventurer, you can kind of assume it's going to be a bag of holding. In this example, however, they only see a bowler hat. They don't know that's holding all your items.
I just had a very terrible but wonderful idea.
Oh no.
Wait, bag of holding where?
Do you have a coat that goes with it? Doesn't have to be magical. It just got to look good.
Yes, we can add a coat onto that for around 150, so 800 in total.
Well,
if you,
I've
we
got
can
the
even
money,
give it the gold trimming as well.
Oh, that'd be nice. And I've got the money, but I'm also curious if you've got maybe like a potted plant that you want to start talking to, like a potted bean plant that you've grown since forever, or a dead relative who's only been dead for 10 days that I could resurrect as well. I'll still pay the full price. I just really want to resurrect something right now, or make something talk, or honest to God, even could I? So I've got a question. You know magic, right, Mr. Taylor, Mrs. Taylor, Mr. Individual that is a tailor?
She just lets out an awkward
You know
chuckle.
magic, right?
She lets out an awkward chuckle. Like, yeah.
So, say somebody is like say somebody has plants growing off of them.
Yes.
Like almost fully flesh-eating mushrooms, but not fully flesh-eating, like they stopped.
Yes.
And if you awaken those mushrooms, could those mushrooms and the person converse? And could they diplomatically talk to each other to get the mushrooms to stop eating them, but at the same time get the individuals to let the mushrooms live?
I suppose so. I guess it would
Cool.
depend on the mushroom, but yes. Don't see why not.
Other question.
Yes.
If I was to if I was to stuff things in the hat,
Yes.
is it like a normal bag of holding where they suffocate?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. He will pay the full price. He will take the hat and the coat. He'll put the coat on, put the hat on.
Before you walk out, should I... Wait. You mentioned you could make like a plant or something talk.
Yeah.
I have been needing a alarm system recently. I suppose a plant could do just to help tell me if some unsightly people come in, but would you be able to help them in trying to work out if the people that enter are changelings or not?
Now that's an interesting problem. I know the changelings have been attacking people.
They have, yes.
And plants aren't like you and myself. They don't see. And see, that's how changelings get you. Changelings rely on vision.
Exactly.
Plants feel, they sense emotions, existence, things that they are wired to. I feel like it'd be very easy to do that, but have you been personally having issues with changelings?
You could say that, yes. Insight.
I will roll an insight. 22.
There's definitely something to the story she's not telling you.
He kind of removes his spectacles, cleans them, puts them back on. I'm not going to make you tell me your life story. But if you do want to tell me, I am all ears. Well, holes. I don't have ears, I have holes.
It's my brother. He's part of that whole cult.
Cult?
The ones
So they're a cult?
Yeah, the ones that worship the ones below. Or
Oh.
I guess the best way to put it is the ones within the Citadel. And as she says this, she will actually shift her form. And she will take on the form of you, Uylz. You see, I'm a shapeshifter as well. Well, a changeling. They kind of wanted me to come with them. I said no because, well, quite frankly put, I enjoy my life here. I enjoy the life I've got. I have friends here. Why would I want to betray this island? But you know how some people are, oh, you need to come because you're family, that kind of thing. So I was just looking for an alarm system that might be able to detect if those kind of people are coming in, just so I can remain safe.
I see. I can most certainly do that. Although, does he mean violent harm?
He doesn't want to do any
Your
harm
brother.
towards me, but to others, there's no doubt that he's been quite violent. I've seen the blood on him. That and that odd bag that just keeps glowing green each time.
An odd bag?
Yes, it's like an odd bag. He's come with it every now and again. Sometimes it's got no glow to it. Sometimes it's got like this eerie green glow.
Uylz will nod. I will do you two favors. I will get you a plant that can most certainly guard you. But is there any defining feature to your brother?
Yes, there is. You see, he got into a fight some time back.
Mm-hmm.
Took some damage to his right eye. His right eye is not fully able to change. It remains this odd, sickly yellow.
My party, we are going to the Citadel to deal with this cult. By the sounds of it, you would rather nothing bad happen to you, but I cannot promise you that he might not die. What I can promise, but this is decided on whether or not you allowing. If he is a good person, just fooled by lies and stupidity, I could at least make sure that there is a second chance.
I would like that, thank you.
But yes, Do you have a plant, or would you like me to get you up?
All right,
I've got a Venus flytrap.
I've got a plant over there. And as she points over, seems to be like a pitcher plant, actually.
I see. Alrighty. Uylz is just going to take the stone. He's just going to put it in the planter. And he's just going to cast Awaken.
Okay.
He's not going to do any of the fancy stuff that he did with others.
Yes, we don't need to catch the plant on fire.
We don't need to make Allo think she's going to blow up again.
Off in the distance, Allo's like,
Hello, Mr. Plant. Hello.
What, sorry?
Hello, Mr. Plant.
Yes. And it just starts to bubble slightly. It just lets out a... Sorry, it's just frog in the throat. That's a plant joke.
No. I completely understand. Welcome to being awakened. Can I ask you a favor, Mr. Plant?
Yes, by all means.
Your current houser.
Oh, yes. Yes. Lovely lady.
Yes. Would require your service in the life. Would you be willing to do that for her?
Of course, of course. She waters me, she feeds me. It's the least I could do.
Perfect. See, perfect. And he will just, as the sort of stone cracks and then turns into black smoke, he will look back at the tailor. He will kind of give a bit of a smile as he sort of raises his glasses up closer to his eyes. You're very brave, you know that?
Not as brave as you all, I mean... She just kind of looks to you. I don't know, it's just a bit of a scent I'm picking up now with these heightened senses. You got a familiar scent to you?
Oh, it's back. Almost back.
Can't hear it yet.
You smell like some of my friends that I've met before that come around here.
I'll be back in a bit, guys.
Yes, the darlings.
Yes, them. I actually made them uniforms. You don't appear to have a uniform.
I won't be needing one, but I do thank you for the offer. Once their job is done, then my job will be done. And then on to the next.
Okay, but before you go, as a payment for helping out with that, she will hand you a small envelope. They're just patches with the Devil Darlings logo, just in case there's been any other new members, just so that it could be affixed to the uniforms.
Wonderful.
For free of charge, of course, given that you've helped me with that.
Yeah, thank you. And he will open the door, look back, smile.
Yep.
And then he will leave.
Okay.
Codi probably would have stopped by there at some point during the day because she ripped her jacket when she went all Hulk mode.
Oh yes, she would have fixed that up for free. You know, that's one of the benefits of buying uniforms from her. If there's a little rip or a little tear or something like that in it, she'll fix it up free of charge. It's just part of the package.
Quality control.
Yes. She also would have been catched up after that. Probably brought up the fact that her plant's now living.
That's kind of there, like, pat.
And it's at this point where we will hop over to Whisper, who is on top of the clock tower.
Yes, hello, hi, sorry.
What is it you're doing up there exactly?
Well, this entire time while everybody's been doing the other things, Whisper's pretty much just been doing a form of meditation. But within that, Codi might have noticed, shortly after this whole shopping spree started, that from a very specific point above town, it's not like it was like painful or like jumping, but Whisper is experiencing every emotion that the souls that she has within her have to offer, but rather than it being like a painful experience, it would almost be heard like a song, like a lovely harmony going on. So it wouldn't have been anything that would like hurt Codi, but she might have noticed it throughout the day, just every once in a while.
Oh god.
And the lawnmower is back.
I've had to turn Fran down again because of lawnmower.
Just a,
But
it's
yes,
just another
she would have.
artificer trying to fly.
It's a war form.
Yeah.
But that is what she is doing. She is pretty much just enjoying herself, focusing on the being that she is internally, and, well, just kind of watching the town and paying
So,
attention and just kind of relaxing.
before we all gather back up, we will get over to the last person that we didn't do anything with. Codi, make me a perception. Codi, you look around, you realise you haven't seen a few people today. Well, you haven't seen 2 people in general. Because you saw Ego wander off on their little adventure thing that Santa's been typing up there of eating the town's cats. But you haven't seen Una or Click-Clack all day. And then
Wonder where they went.
And then you hear scampering on the rooftops as you see the ninjas basically running from rooftop to rooftop doing the training. And then you see Click-Clack follow after them. And then you just hear a voice of, that's a wide gap. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. No, come on, you can do it. It's fine. But I don't know if. Oh, God. You see Una just kind of leap from one rooftop to the other.
Huh.
Una's training.
Yes, Una is indeed training. She's getting herself into peak condition for this mission.
The mission that'll probably be next week.
I love how, like, everybody's shopping, preparing, and then there are 3 people who aren't even people. One of them's, like, sorting themselves out internally and focusing on themselves and allowing themselves to, like, have, like, some kind of expression and control within their power in itself. The other 2 are just training, jumping rooftop to rooftop.
And
Those
then
3 people spent their day on the roof.
And then there's friggin' my character is just like, I might as well just make sure I don't die. So let's.
Well, here's the thing. There's a reason for this. As people on YouTube are going to see. I am currently bumping up Click-Clack and Una's dexterity for this. So Click-Clack now has a +3. And Una now has a +4. And as you all manage to do your little bits of shopping and such, Codi, you go back towards the end of the day, you get your sword.
Fire starter!
And you all gather back up at the tavern. Trickstem and Miasma. Before we end this session for today, I have one question to ask of you both. Are you revealing to the party the posters?
Hello?
Inferno? Rebecca?
Inferno, Rebecca!
The two people
Yes,
that...
I'm here. Sorry, I forgot to press my push to talk.
Hey! So, I think Inferno went BRB, so... This is all down on you, Rebecca.
All down on me.
Is Trickstem revealing the poster to the rest of the party?
Hell yes.
Okay.
So you show us the poster after Codi walks in with her shiny new sword.
Yep.
What's that?
I can't hear her. She's so... Can't even hear her. I'm sorry.
Who?
Yeah, you
I
were breaking
can't hear.
up slightly when you tried to shout, it's the fire starter!
Hold on.
It's the fire starter.
I love the
Give
fact
me
that
1 second.
I love the fact that we've gone from shock and awe to the fire starter.
I'm not joking. Have you not seen the name of my luck sword?
I have. No, I see the fire starter, but I haven't seen the Luxord name. It's just called Luxord. Oh, look at the fiendish.
But yeah, Codi will kind of like, it's like, I'm a sword!
What?
Yeah.
You keep cutting out.
My new sword! Just kind of kicks Uylz away as he does his little greedy dragon thing.
No.
Mine!
I just imagine it's just like wide-eyed like a cat, like...
Jivanta looks at the sword and wants to poke it.
Also, Trickstem, what is that?
This
What
is
is
the
it?
poster I found below my poster of being wanted. Look who it is, though.
Okay.
Look who it is. You recognise that person?
Yeah,
Not
okay.
really.
So here's the thing. Half this party are wanted criminals or have been wanted criminals.
It's 3,000 gold.
I mean,
3,000 gold.
Isn't that a bit hypocritic to take and point that out if you've still got that going on with you?
Technically sorted that out.
I mean, in defense, I'm wanted in 4 different countries in 4 different centuries. So, like, I can't really judge either, so...
Okay, so...
But here's the thing, Trickstem. Is it an official poster or just a personal grudge?
They're busy with a sword.
They said official poster.
Then we're not going to even attempt to go do this. Last time it was just some thugs that were after your scrawny hide.
Well, I mean, to be fair, isn't
Yes,
there
was that
official
perception?
servers
What
posters of
happens?
Trickstem?
With that nat one, you just hear her
There
name being
are.
said over and over again. You don't know what the context is. But then you just like kind of wonder, I was like, yes, no, I'm so great, aren't I? Yes.
Yes! Basically.
I mean, I guess we could go see if we can pull some strings to get it dropped.
Why, what? Why would... Are the strings attached to people? Like, are we pulling, like...
It's a turn of phrase, Uylz.
Fact of the matter is, why don't we just ask her why she's wanted so that we have her side of the story as well?
I mean, that's true, I guess.
I mean, hold on. Anybody got a hold on?
It's
Uylz
a
is
very club for people who are past criminals because all of us are basically.
Uylz is going to run
Allo
over
with her clean record.
takes
I was
Trickstem
never
boot
convicted.
and he's going to basically throw Trickstem's boot at Jivanta.
I have a nat 1 perception. What happened?
Oh, you.
I just get in the back head. This is like look over like what?
What kind of crime did you commit? Was it arson?
Oh. Tell us.
Was it murder?
No.
She's a
3,000
bird
gold's worth
person.
of
She's a
bounty.
bird person. It was murder most foul.
No, I was just a thief.
Thank
That
you,
racked
Allo.
up 3,000 gold worth of bounty.
Yes.
Must have been a
I'm
pretty big steal.
I'm pretty good thief.
What'd you steal?
A bunch of trinkets, a bunch of jewels.
Oh.
Sort of where I got my little bite here from.
So, you want to start telling the truth?
That is the truth.
Is it?
Yes.
You saw what I could do by helping somebody. What do you think I could do to somebody that I don't want to help?
If it's the truth, roll a
Okay,
persuasion.
okay.
If you're lying, roll a deception.
Just one last thing to add before you do that.
I have a negative one charisma.
We're gonna go to the guard because, we know them here. We've helped them. And if they say something different than what you're saying, well, you're gonna have issues.
Yeah, she seems to be telling the truth from what you can tell.
I would. I was gonna say I would like to state that I rolled a 17 for insight.
Yeah, she seems to be telling the truth from what you can tell.
Wait, so you just stole a bunch of stuff and it reached up to 3,000?
Trickstem. Trickstem, intelligence.
What did you steal?
Maybe a few non-magic items, maybe some milk.
Great.
Trickstem,
Clearly
you've seen these gems. You think back to anywhere that you could think of in this town and in the city that could have such fine and fancy jewels. And then you remember hearing about a heist that happened on the casino.
Oh, you're the casino heist. Oh, you know about that? Yeah, that was me. Hey, that's when I had my drinking problems, yeah. I was there like nearly every night.
Wait, you stole from gamblers?
I mean, they deserve it.
Not so specifically from gamblers, Trickstem. You know that if anyone had those kind of jewels at the casino, that would have been the owner of the casino. And he's not someone you want to cross.
Okay. Cody,
So,
what are we going to do?
well, I'm gonna go see our old friend the guard captain and see if I can get this bounty dropped. If not, then we have to go to the source.
I might know a way to keep bird person safe for a little bit.
Oh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Polymorph.
Wow, am I that obvious?
I was waiting for it because I know a way to keep them safe for a bit. We kill them and we reincarnate.
Turn her into an actual hoop boy bird.
Uylz just looking up at you. He's basically going to be like, so this is going to keep you so that the heat's not on you all the time. I am very, very sorry that it's not going to be the same species. Sometimes when it's not the same species, speaking as somebody who is of the reptile vicinity and often does this to turn into a mammal, you're going to have a taste of carrots in your mouth. I'm not turning you into a rabbit. It's just going to be there. And with that, I'm going to cast Polymorph.
Okay. And what race do they become?
If they are unwilling, they need to make me a wisdom saving throw first off. But if they are willing, they are quite plainly. I'm just going to. It is back. That's what caught my attention. It is going to turn them into a. Let's go a newt.
Okay. So, are you allowing this or?
I roll the wisdom save.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, there it is. 15.
15.
My DC is 17.
So you are now
Damn.
mute.
+1. Ah, damn a lizard.
Yuylz will pick you up,
Amphibian.
and he will hand you to Miasma. You keep that one safe, okay? I know you're not really a cat. Or maybe you are, you just have extra cat features. Oh shit, Miasma's not here right now. He's going to hand it instead to Allo. Keep that one safe. I know you're not really a cat. You're a kobold.
You can also just give it to the freaking.
Oh shit, Marvin. He's going to pick up Marvin. He's gonna put Marvin in his pocket.
Ah!
You can't stop me.
Yes!
And then Uylz will go with Codi to the guard.
Okay. Let me just see how long we've been recording for.
When
coming up to 3
when
hours.
he picks him up, can I attempt the fight?
You do know we can't banish Marvin.
Oh no! That's only 1 damage. It's only 1 damage.
Okay, I'm gonna say this, given it's coming up to 3 hours. We're going to end today's session here.
Yeah.
So I hope you all enjoyed it. Just a little bit of downtime before we start to get to the main meat of things. Yeah, again,
Oh,
welcome
didn't
back
even
to the
show
game.
off her new toy.
Yep, welcome back
Welcome
to
back to the
the game.
game with the lawnmower.
And the
Oh my gosh, that
lawnmower!
Freaking
lawnmower.
Artificer with their freaking airplane.
That's just
What's
the
an
noise
airplane?
that's just the noise that Marvin makes.
Marvin's making it in the pocket. It's like.
So we had who did we just we lost Trickstem. So we had Fran sing the opening. I'm not going to be cruel and make him sing the outro either.
Thank you.
So
You know what?
I got. So lawnmower, sing the outro. I love how as soon as I say that we can't hear the lawnmower anymore.
Oh, you scared it away.
Hold on, do I need to open the window?
No, I was joking.
Do it.
You know what? Given I always keep calling you a lot on it, and I've had some people double it before, I will bless you all once more with my own vocals.
I don't know.
Marvin voice.
Oh, Mrs. Dion, bring me a dream, bum 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 bum, of scary monsters and shit unseen. We'll play D&D until daybreak, Mrs. Dion, don't be late. And before we end to the recording, I'm going to turn Fran down because faint lawnmower noises. I actually want to give a shout out to Pocket with 2Ks on Twitter. At Pocket GM. That is Pocket with 2Ks, of course. They're a Dungeon Master voice actor and such who's been liking a lot of our tweets recently, helping to get us a bit of extra exposure out there. So I wanted to give a shout out just to pay it forward. You know, repay the favour, so to speak. So thank you. I've been looking at a lot of your stuff you've been doing on there. You've been doing a lot of great work. Good to see other UK people doing this kind of thing as well. So yeah, thank you yet again, Pocket. And we'll see you all
A
next week.
Lannister always pays their debts.
I don't know, Lannisters seem kind of sus.
You say that.
I mean,
Vince
I'm not
Stark?
wrong.
Vince Stark?
Do you guys like that character I made?
Also,
Have we stopped recording yet?
I'm
Or...
not just yet, because I wanted to do one last thing. Before we 100% stop, I just want to give the YouTube audience an idea of some salt that we had to deal with before this actually started. So, Santa, in 3 sentences, sum up the watch.
The new Watch series. Go.
Feel free to use a character if you like.
Yeah.
In 3 sentences.
Yes.
You all remember when season 8 of Game of Thrones came out? There was a word. A very strong, powerful word. That word is fucking bullshit.
Wait, what? What's going on?
Hi, welcome back, Inferno. We love you.
I love it too, but what's going on?
You're bullshit.
Aw.
That's what.
Nah, we
I'm
were
bullshit?
just summing up, and we were summing up. No, Inferno's not bullshit. We were summing up in 3 words, in three sentences. How I felt about the watch, and
You.
I basically was like, season 8 of Game of Thrones. There's 2 words, bullshit.
Either way.
So that'll do, and we'll see you all next time. Bye bye.
Bye.
Oh.